皆さんこんにちは。Welcome back to Harupaka Japanese. I'm Haruka and I'm here to help you learn Japanese in a fun and easy way. If you are ready to level up your Japanese, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Today we are going to learn different ways to say try in Japanese. Did you know there are multiple ways to express try in Japanese depending on the situation? Let's dive in. This is used when you try doing something to see what happens or to experience it for the first time. The formula is the te form of the verb plus miru. This miru comes from the verb miru, which means to see, to watch, or to look at. When we use it in this grammar, the image is see how it goes if you do the action of the verb in the te form. This miru is always written in hiragana, not in kanji. Let's check out an example. お寿司を食べてみる. I'll try eating sushi. If you say this sentence, it sounds like you've never eaten sushi. I love sushi, which means I've eaten sushi before. I cannot say this sentence unless I add, for example, カナダの高級レストランで. In this context, 高級 means first class or expensive because it describes the restaurant. カナダの高級レストランでお寿司を食べてみる means I'll be trying sushi at a high-end restaurant in Canada, which sadly hasn't happened to me yet. But because of that, I can say this sentence. This sentence is in a casual form. Can you make a formal form? You can pause the video while you are writing it in your notebook. 答え。カナダの高級レストランでお寿司を食べてみます。Did you write the same sentence as me? Good! We use 見ます because 見る is a verb, so we need to use a formal form for the verb. Let's make another sentence. Can I try on this t-shirt? Can you make this sentence both casual and formal? You can pause the video. 答え The sentence Can I try on this t-shirt means you are asking if you can wear it. So we use the verb to wear in this case in Japanese. The verb to wear for the t-shirt in Japanese is 着る. In Japanese, depending on what to wear, the verb changes. For more information, watch this video after watching this video. This is one of my first videos, so I feel a bit embarrassed though. Let's go back to the sentence. Do you remember how to ask for permission in Japanese? It's a review of one of the last videos. Yes, when we ask for permission, we use a verb in the te form plus もいいですか? Now we need to combine it with today's new grammar. The sentence will be この T シャツを着てみてもいい? In a casual form, which I don't think you guys use while you visit Japan because you should talk to strangers in a polite form. And この T シャツを着てみてもいいですか? In a formal form, which you might use during your visit. When you are in a shop and want to try something on, that means you haven't tried it before or you want to see how it looks on you. That's why we use this sentence. I guess these example sentences are clear enough to understand how to use the grammar temiru. Next, before we move on to the next topic, I want to share something that will be super helpful for anyone learning a language. Whether you are just starting out or trying to push through the intermediate plateau. This video is sponsored by italki. Italki is a platform I've personally used and loved for years. First as a student and now as a teacher. So what is italki? Italki is an online language learning platform where you can take personalized one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers from around the world. I've used it to improve my English and French through real conversations and now I teach Japanese there too. Let's talk about what makes italki really stand out. Improve listening and speaking with real conversations. Receive real-time feedback and guidance from language experts. Immerse yourself in a wide variety of languages and cultures without living overseas. Flexible and affordable learning. No subscription required. Whether you are a beginner or an advanced learner, creating a speaking environment is key. Studying grammar and vocabulary is important, But real progress happens when you use the language in actual conversations. That's when things start to click. That's exactly what makes italki so powerful. You can connect with real native speakers to practice speaking naturally and confidently. It's super easy to find a tutor who matches your schedule, learning style, and budget. Some tutors use textbooks, others don't, like me. And if you are not looking to focus on speaking, that's totally fine too. There are amazing teachers who specialize in grammar, writing, JLPT prep, whatever you need. I personally focus on speaking in my lessons, but it's all about finding what works best for you. I've been studying English for over a decade, but my real breakthrough came when I did an internship at Walt Disney World in Florida. At first, I could barely speak, but I had to, and that pressure helped me improve fast. It was tough, but so rewarding. Now, not everyone can move abroad or join an internship to immerse themselves in the language. Doing that internship and studying abroad was an amazing experience, but it was a huge financial commitment. My parents had to pay tuition to both my Japanese university and the US university at the same time. That's why I really appreciate how affordable italki is. You can get that same immersive language experience without needing a student visa or spending thousands of dollars. With italki, you can create that environment for yourself, anytime, anywhere. All you have to do is start. Here's a sneak peek of my recent lesson with a French tutor, Adorien, on italki.
C'est quoi qui est plus difficile pour toi? C'est l'accent ou les mots?
C'est parce que les mots, comme petits mots.
Ah, comme c'est là. C'est là.
C'est là, c'est quoi ça?
Hein, tu sais pas c'est quoi c'est là?
Non, c'est quoi ça?
Oh
Des
là
choses
là.
comme ça. Ça, c'est vraiment
Oh, c'est
difficile.
grave. C'est grave, là. Je dois t'enseigner ça.
Oh, où c'est société?
Ouais. C'est là, ça veut dire tu sais là. Tu sais là.
Ah, je ne comprends pas.
Ouais. C'est là. C'est là.
Là, yo
Ouais.
là, j'entends
Là.
ça.
Je sais pas si tu as souvent entendu ça, mais les Québécois disent ça assez souvent. C'est là. C'est là.
C'est comme you know what?
Ouais.
C'est ça?
C'est comme you know. Ouais. C'est un peu comme nanka.
なんかってことね。オッケーオッケ
Les gens disent ça avant de dire quelque chose, avant de dire une phrase.
ー。
Ils vont dire comme, tu sais, là, hier, quand c'est blablabla, tu vois.
Ok, oui, des choses comme ça, je ne sais pas, c'est pour ça, je ne comprends pas. Parce que je me demande qu'est-ce que ça faisait. Et après, je peux pas suivre la conversation. Je suis trop tard.
Est-ce que tu sais comment dire je sais pas
Je sais
en
pas, oui.
québécois?
Je sais pas.
Non, ça c'est plus français.
Français quoi.
Ouais.
Je sais pas.
C'est je sais-tu.
Je sais tu? Tu, c'est
Ouais.
une négation.
Ouais, en québécois, tu, ça peut être une négation.
C'est vrai. C'est pour ça que
Ouais.
je peux pas suivre la conversation familiale. C'est pour ça. Je ne savais
Ouais, donc,
pas. Je sais
je sais-tu, ça devient je-tu.
Je suis tu.
Je-tu. Ouais.
If you are serious about improving your Japanese or any language, this is one of the best ways to get consistent speaking practice. Click through the link in the description below to start your language learning journey. Buy $10, get $5 for free for your first lesson using my exclusive promo code, Harupaka. But hurry! This offer is only available for the first 50 users. Now, back to the lesson! When you are making an effort to do something, but you haven't succeeded yet, use this. The formula is a verb in a casual volitional form plus to suru. If you want to change the tense, the tone like casual or formal, you need to modify the verb suru. For the conjugation of the casual volitional form, watch my verbs conjugation videos. I explain the techniques for conjugations. The volitional form is often used for expressing intention or attempt. Let's break it down with an example. 本を読もうとすると眠くなる Nemuku is an adverbial form of nemui, which is an i adjective and means sleepy. Naru means to become. So become sleepy equals get sleepy. Yomo is a volitional form of yomu, which means to read. Yomo by itself means let's read in a casual way. Yomo to suru is today's topic. Try to read. This to can be translated as if or whenever. We use this if the consequence in the following sentence is almost all the time the same after the event of the first sentence happened. We can also use this if the consequence in the second sentence is obvious or predictable. It's a classic sentence structure for expressing that trying to do the first sentence causes the second sentence to happen. So, don't just translate it as when. Otherwise, you cannot make a correct sentence. The sentence means, whenever I try to read a book, I get sleepy. 本を読もうとすると眠くなる is a casual way to say. Can you try the formal form? You can pause the video. 頑張って! 答え合わせ The sentence will be 本を読もうとすると眠くなります。Did you write the same sentence as I did? Good. Or did you write なます instead of なります? Good try. Even though なる ends with る, since the vowel before る is あ, it's a う verb. That's why the conjugation works like this. How about this sentence? この文はどうかな? I tried to pay money, but I forgot my purse at my house. You can pause the video. 答え合わせ Money in Japanese is お金. Please don't say 金. If you erase o, which adds politeness to a noun, from the word money, it sounds like you are greedy for money and a violent person. In Japan, we don't really talk about money. It's kind of taboo to talk about, for example, how much you earn and how much you spend on things. The word money is considered a dirty thing. That's why we always say お金 with o to make the word softer. To pay in Japanese is 払う. The volitional form of 払う is 払おう. The sentence is in the past tense, so we need to modify the part する into the past tense. The past tense of the verb する is した. Therefore, the sentence will be お金を払おうとしたけど財布を家に忘れた in a casual form. And お金を払おうとしたけど財布を家に忘れました in a formal form. You can also say うち instead of 家. The difference between うち and 家 is うち is home. So it doesn't matter the type of building. You can call anything, even a shipping container, as うち if that's where you go home. On the other hand, 家 is a house. Basically, when we hear the word 家, we imagine a building where only your household lives. In Japan, duplexes or triplexes are rare. We hardly see them. Sometimes you see duplexes in Japan, but they are always houses designed for 2 generations or families to live together. Typically, parents and their adult children's families. I'm not sure if the words duplex and triplex are used worldwide, but this is one of the culture shock living in Canada. Let's return to the sentence. Did you write でも instead of けど? Good try. でも is used at the beginning of the sentence. If you use でも, that will be 2 separate sentences. That's why it's not the case this time. For your information about how to say but, please watch this video. These examples pretty much explains how the grammar works. Next. Tamesu is used when you want to try something out or test something to see what will happen. It's a very common word in daily conversation. And here's the important part. Tamesu has the nuance of testing or experimenting rather than just casually trying. You are doing something to check the result or effect. Let's look at some examples. この方法を試す価値がある. What does this sentence mean? Once you translate this sentence from the beginning, like the part この方法, you are lost in a maze. If you translate this sentence as this, you can't reach the correct meaning. For the Japanese sentence structure, please watch this video. Let's break down this sentence. 価値 means value, worth, or merit. ある describes the existence of something. In this case, it describes the existence of the value. More naturally, 価値がある in this context means its worth. In Japanese, details come before. What kind of 価値 exists? That's 試す価値. In English, after the word worth should be a noun, so the translation will be it's worth trying. Then, trying what? Trying この方法, which means this method. Ta-da! The sentence means it's worth trying this method. As usual, can you make this sentence into a formal form? You can pause the video. 答え合わせ。この方法を試す価値があります。In this sentence, the verb 試す was used to modify the noun. Next example. 新しいレシピを試してみた。Can you guess what does this mean? The sentence means, I tried a new recipe. You often see 試す used with て form plus 見る, which we learned earlier in this video and which doesn't change anything in English translation. You can also say 新しいレシピを試した without using て見る, but it's just grammatically correct. I think I always use 試してみる instead of 試す if that's the main verb of the sentence. I can't even think of a phrase that only uses 試す without て見る as a main verb. I keep saying the main verb to show the difference from the first example. The first example, この方法を試す価値がある use the word 試す without て見る because it's not the main verb. And it's adding the detail to the noun. If we modify a noun, we can use both with and without て見る. Both ways are used in daily conversation. It's time to change the sentence into the formal form. You can pause the video. 答え合わせ. Since the sentence is in the past tense, that'll be 新しいレシピを試してみました. I guess I don't need to add anything as the sentence is simple and we've covered the vocabulary in this video and my previous videos. Let's try a longer sentence. Can you understand what I am saying? Listen carefully. いくよ。小学校4年生の時にハローマックで動物の森を試してみて、それ以来動物の森の大ファンです。Did you catch some words? This is the speed at which I talk with native Japanese speakers. A bit slow down. 小学校4年生の時にハローマックで動物の森を試してみて、それ以来動物の森の大ファンです。Here are some hints to help you out. ハローマック is a nostalgic toy shop's name. They had already closed the door, but they are still in our hearts, especially people who are of my age and above. 動物の森 is the name of the very famous game from Nintendo, Animal Crossing. One more time. もう一回。小学校4年生の時にハローマックで動物の森を試してみて、それ以来動物の森の大ファンです。Let's break down the sentence together. 小学校4年生の時にハローマックで動物の森を試してみて、それ以来動物の森の大ファンです。小学校 means elementary school. 年生 is a counter for the grade in school. The fourth grade is 4年生. Never 4年生. Be careful. それ以来 means since then. And 大ファン means a big fan. The sentence means I tested Animal Crossing at Hello Mac when I was in 4th grade, and I've been a huge fan ever since. Let's listen to the sentence in natural speed one more time. 小学校4年生の時にハローマックで動物の森を試してみて、それ以来動物の森の大ファンです。How about now? Did you catch more words than earlier? Good. That should give you a good feel for how this grammar is used. Next. 試みる is usually translated as to attempt or to make an effort. But the important thing is the nuance. Unlike tamesu, which is more casual and used when testing or trying something out, kokoromiru is more formal and it's often used in serious or difficult situations and focuses on the effort or act of trying. It has this kind of I gave it a serious try feeling. You often see it in writing, news articles, or formal speeches. Let's make the sentences. The government is attempting a new policy. Can you write this sentence in both casual and formal forms? I'll give you some hints. The government in Japanese is 政府. Political policy is 政策. I said political policy, which might be unnatural in English, but if it's a company policy, for example, we cannot use the word 政策. Now you can pause the video. 動画を止めてね。答え合わせ。政府は新しい政策を試みている in a casual way. And 政府は新しい政策を試みています in a formal way. Did you write the same sentence as me? If yes, good job! Or did you write 試みる casually and 試みます formally? Good try! These sentences sound future tense. The translation becomes the government will attempt the new policy, which they haven't started yet. That's why it's not a good answer. Let me show you another example. 問題を解決しようと試みた。問題 is a problem in Japanese. 解決する means to solve. This sentence is the more formal version of the second case we learned earlier. Do you remember what was the second case? It was a verb in a casual volitional form plus とする. And we use it when we are making an effort to do something but haven't succeeded yet. The part する was replaced by 試みる. Therefore, the translation will be I attempted to solve the problem, but I didn't succeed was implied. 問題を解決しようと試みた is in the casual form. Can you write it in the formal form? You can pause the video. 動画を止めてね。答え合わせ。問題を解決しようと試みました。Next! When you take on a challenge, if you are aiming high or pushing your limits in life, use 挑戦する. It comes from the noun 挑戦, which means a challenge or an attempt at something difficult. When you add する, it becomes a verb. So 挑戦する means to take on a challenge, or more naturally, to try something that's not easy. It's all about stepping out of your comfort zone and giving it a go. It's used when you take on something difficult. Something might take courage or effort. It could be a personal goal, a tough task, or even competing against someone strong. It has a motivational, positive feeling like you are leveling up. Here is a quick example for you. マラソンに挑戦する。挑戦する is often used with the particle に to mark the thing you are challenging. So the formula is challenging target plus に plus 挑戦する. In this sentence, the word before the particle に is a marathon. The challenge target is a marathon. So the sentence means, I'll challenge myself to run a marathon. Now it's your turn to make the sentence in a formal form. You can pause the video. 動画を止めてね。答え合わせ。マラソンに挑戦します。Let's move on to the next sentence. Can you try to write the sentence? I'll try with a new job in both casually and formally. You can pause the video. 動画を止めてね。答え合わせ。A job in Japanese is 仕事。So the sentence will be 新しい仕事に挑戦する in a casual way and 新しい仕事に挑戦します in a formal way. We can also use チャレンジする instead of 挑戦する。新しい仕事にチャレンジする or 新しい仕事にチャレンジします also work. If you say 挑戦します or チャレンジします it sounds like you have already determined to try that. After you said that, if you didn't do it, you can be a liar. If you're not sure if it will be true, but you are planning, you can use it with つもりです. The formula is a verb in the dictionary form plus つもり. If the sentence is formal, you add です to show that you are planning to do something. Here's an example to help you understand. 日本語能力試験 N2 に挑戦するつもりです。This might be your future goal too. 日本語能力試験 is JLPT, stands for the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. If you have an N2 level, you won't face much of a language barrier in Japan, and you'll be eligible to apply for many jobs since most job offers require at least this level. Great job! Now you know multiple ways to say try in Japanese. If this video helped you, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to Harupaka Japanese for more tips like this. And why not try using the word we learned today in a sentence in the comments? I'd love to see what you come up with. I'll see you next time. Bye bye! またね